Assalamu alaikum dear fellows. My name is Muhammad Usama and today I'm going to show you the working of the 4 to 1 multiplexer. I'll first explain the 4 to 1 multiplexer, that what is the 4 to 1 mux. The short name of the multiplexer is the mux. We generally use the word of mux for the multiplexer. So I will firstly explain this circuit, that what is this circuit, and then we will go towards the implementation of this circuits in the Verilog, and the implementation of this circuit in the Verilog HDL programming. So as far as this circuit is concerned, so for this circuit we have 1 2 3 4 AND gates and 2 NOT gates. These basically NOT gates are represented by control 1 and control 2. This is the OR gate, and here we are getting the output. This is basically the circuit of the multiplexer. The NOT gates are connected with the terminals of the AND gate simultaneously. You can see the connections over here. In this circuit you can see that when NOT of the control 1 is applied, then this NOT is going to be applied on the X terminal, and when the NOT of the control 2 is applied, so this one is going to implement on the Y of the AND. And as far as the simple control is concerned, so that is applied on the second terminal of this AND gate, and this one circuit, this line over here is applied to the third line of the Z AND gate, and ultimately these all AND gates are connected to a NOT gate, OR gate. So you can see over here. So first method which we are going to implement is the gate level implementation. So let's just see the gate level implementation of the of this circuit. As far as the gate level implementation is concerned, so for the gate level implementation, first of all we have to make a module. I will explain this by the help of this diagram. So you can see that first of all we make a module, and by using the name of the module is the gate level, and the gate level module, in the gate level module we are using an out in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, in control 1 and control 2. So you can see over here in the diagram that we are having in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4 and out, and control 1 and control 2. So these modules are defined over here, and the output which we will be getting is over here, that is out. So the wire not controlled 1, not controlled 2, WYXZ means that these components are connecting with each other so that they make a connection. So then we move to the next line. We are getting a NOT of the NOT control. The NOT control is being knotted by this circuit. So this thing over here is mentioned in here, and we are having an AND of W in 1 control and control 2. So this one is shown over here, that AND is AND of in 1 not 1, and the control 1 is taken, and both of these four statements are made in this way. So lastly we are getting an OR of out, that is over here, and the other four outputs, that is W, X, Y and Z, W, X, Y and Z, these are basically odd, and we are getting a final output. So in this way we can make this type of program. So I have run this program already, because the compilation takes time in the Verilog. So we'll right click on this and we'll click on locate and locate in RTL viewer. So you can very clearly see that that this diagram and this diagram resembles very much, that here we are getting in 3, in 2, in 4 and in 1, these are the AND gates, and this is the OR gate, and here over here we are getting the output. So as far as these the inputs are concerned, so they are applied over here at these points. So the function is performed as I have explained earlier. So these functions are implemented and they are performed in this way. We will be get an output. So now we will be moving towards the waveforms. So we'll click on new, the university program VWF, and then we'll click on OK, and we will right click over here and click on insert node or bus. We'll click on the node finder and select the list. So we'll select all the inputs and the outputs that are involved in that circuit. So we'll click on OK and we'll click on OK. So control 1, control 2, in 1, in 2, in 3, and in 4. So to on these I have already made the report. So I will be directly showing you from there that which inputs are being on and why they are being on. So let me just check that which inputs are, yes, control 1, control 2, and in 4 are applied 1. So control 1 we will change this the over here, and it's like just wait a second, this is the read only file. Yes, yes, I got it. Here I am getting a control 1, so I'll change it to 1, and here I am getting to control 2, and the in 4 will be changed to here. And when we run the simulation start running, and it will ask us that where do you want to save that program. So we will click on desktop and save, and the simulation starts to do its work. So the simulation will take some time, and finally we'll be getting our output. So we can clearly see that when control 1 is 1, control 2 is applied 1, and the input 4 is applied 1, then we will be getting a 1 at the output. This is showing X over here because of the small delay that you can see over here. There is a small delay, so that's why this thing over here is showing an X. But you can clearly see that we are getting a high output, so that is represented by this line, this waveform over here. So in this way the gate level implementation of the multiplexer basically works. Now moving towards our next method, that is our using the always block. So let me just open that. This is the basically the only block implementation of the 4 to 1 mux. So you can see that the module is made by the name of the RT, and we have two basic inputs, three basic inputs and output, that are select DQ. The input will be of the length 1, and the second input, which is D, will be of the length 3. The output will be of the length Q, and the wires are basically connected, and in this way this whole circuit is made. I have run the simulation already because the simulation takes some time. As I always say, we'll click on locate and locate in the RTL viewer. So when we locate this thing in the RTL viewer, we can see that we are using two inputs, and they are applied at the mux, and we are getting the basic output. So in this way the whole thing works. So when I open the waveforms, I'll click on new, and I'll click on the university program VWF, then I'll click on OK. Right click on this, insert node or bus, node finder, we'll click on list, and this and this. As I have applied the length of 1, so length of, sorry, 1 2 3 4 4, so you can see that D0, D1, D2, D3. So these are all the inputs, and these are as I have applied the length of 1, that is 0 and 1. So you can see that my these inputs are shown over here, and my these inputs are shown. So I will apply some values over here so that I can get the output. I have implemented already in the report, so I will directly check that which inputs are shown to be high. So the simulation say that we will change 1010 b to x, and the select b to 11. 1010, let me just change this. Let's just change this thing to 1010. That will be changed from here, that is 1010. Click on OK and change this thing to 11. Now this thing is 11. These are the basic inputs, and when we run our simulation start to work. The simulation in the SolidWorks, sorry to for the SolidWorks, I have said it by mistake. So the simulation in this software takes some time. So you can see that when these inputs are applied, so we are getting a high output. We are getting an X because of the delay, because this is quarters 13 and we are getting a delay over here, so that's why we are getting an X over here. But basically we are getting a high output that is shown in this diagram. So this was the second method. Now as far as the third method is concerned, which is the use of the if statement. So now I am going to show you the use of the if statement. Here I have implemented the if statement. uh, uh, First of all, we'll make a module with the name of if statement. I have made this module over here, and I have I have written all the inputs and the output which are being used in this circuit, that is select, D and Q. For the first input, that is select, I will be giving an input of the length 1, and for the second input I will be giving a length of 3, and I am getting a length of output of Q. Then my wires should be a length of 1, that is select, and D, that will be connecting by each other. So I will then use an if statement. So beginning with if select is equals to 0, then Q is equal to D of 0. That means that if the select is equal, but if that means that if select statement is equals to 0, then Q will be equal to D of 0. And if the select is equals to 1, then Q will be equal to D of 1, and the select is equal to 2, then Q will be equal to D of 2, and if select is equal to 3, then Q is equal to D of 3. And in this way, this whole the loop ends. We have studied this loop in the course of the computer programming, which was taught to us in the second semester. Then we will end the module. Let me just check. Just wait a second. Yes. If I run this stimulation, so I will first check, click on locate, locate in the RTL viewer. I can see that here I am having four conditions that are if conditions, that is equals to 1, is equals to 0, is equals to 2, and is equals to 3. These statements are basically written in that program so that it would be easy for us, and it shows that this RTL viewer shows that our code is correct. Then our inputs are given to the OR gate, and here these are the ICs, and the end we are getting a Q latch. So this is the RTL viewer of the circuit and program. And as far as the uh, uh, waveforms are concerned, we will click on new, and we will be clicking on the university program VWF, then we will be clicking on Q. Okay, then we will be clicking on insert node or bus node finder list, and we will select all the inputs and the outputs. So as far as the D is concerned, so we can see that as we have given the length of 4 to the D, so D is 0, 1, 2 and 3, and the select was the length of 1, so Z is 0 and 1. That was of the 2-bit. So these inputs and outputs verify the code that was implemented. So for this type of the circuit, I have given the uh, These are the basically inputs that are given to this circuit, that is 4 1 and double 1. So let's just give the this circuit the some output input, that is 4 1 and double 1. So when I run this that is already changed. Let me change this again. So let me just close this, that this one is 4 1, and I will change this from over here, that will be 1. This, let me just change this, 1 1 1 1, there, click on OK, and this one over here will be double 1. So change this arbitrary value and click changes to 1. And when we run this program, run this input waveform simulation, then it will ask us that where do you want to save the simulation. Then we will be clicking on the save, and this simulation takes some time. So when the simulation completes itself, then it shows that D on these on inputs the output will be high. So this circuit over here is giving an X output because of the time delay that is shown over here. Because of that delay, the whole circuitry is basically the output is showing an X, but you can see from this waveform that we are getting a high output. So this was all about the multiplexers. Now we will be coming toward the demultiplexers. So for the demultiplexers, I have chosen a circuit. This is the basic circuit for the demultiplexer, and for the demultiplexer we have the same half circuit as the multiplexer, but there is no OR gate at the output, and there is only 1 in 1, and there is no in 2, in 3, and in 4, and the stuff that was included in the multiplexer. So as far as this circuit is concerned, so in this circuit we are having 2 NOT gates and 4 AND gates. The output of the AND gates will be will be got at the end of these circuits, and no output OR gate will be required. So this is the OR 1 and this is the OR gate 1. So if we resemble this diagram to this diagram, we will be getting a control 1 and control 2. So in this diagram, this will be our control 1 and this will be our control 2, and this will be not control 1 and not control 2. This will be not control 1 and not control 2. This will be in 1, and this will be W, X, Y and Z. That was same as W, X, Y and Z. So this was the W, X, Y and Z. So as far as the implementation of this circuit is concerned, we will be making some Verilog codes. Let me just close these. Demux using gate level. Okay, this was the RTL viewer. Let me just close these simulations. Okay. So as far as the implementation of the demux by using gate level is concerned, so first of all we will be making a module. Let me just drag this screen over here so that you guys can clearly see that implementation of the demux by using gate level would be module. I have given the name of DEM to the module, which is same over here. So we will be getting WXYZ in 1 control and control 2, WXY and Z in 1 control 1 and control 2. The output will be WXY and Z. The output is WXY and Z. There will be no other OR gate that was included in the MUX circuit. So wire was not control 1 and not control 2, that is not control 1 and not control 2, these are basically connecting, so that's why we're using the terminology of wire. Then the NOT of not control 1 and control 1, the NOT of not control 1 and control 1, and simultaneously this whole program is basically made. So I have run this program already. So if I click on locate and locate in RTL viewer, I'll see that I am having a circuit that is similar to that circuit which was shown over here, the circuit of the demultiplexer. So this is control in one, control 1 and control 2. These are the four AND gates, and these are the control 1 and control 2. So you can see that our circuit is correct. So you can easily check that the circuit is being verified by the simulation, by the circuit which was shown to you from the Google. As far as the waveforms are concerned, so we'll click on file, and then we'll be clicking on new, and then we will be clicking on university program VWF. So on clicking on university program VWF, we will be having a screen like this. We will be right clicking on this screen, and then we'll click on the insert node or bus, and after clicking here, then we will be click on node finder. The node finder will help us to identify all the inputs and outputs that are being applied to the circuit. So when we click on the list, we will be getting a list of all inputs and outputs that are applied to this circuit. So when we click on this option, then the whole inputs and outputs are being used. Then I will click OK and OK. These are the control one. This input is the control one, this input is for the control 2, and this input is for input 1. These are the four outputs, that is W, X, Y and Z, and I have already implemented this in my lab report. So I will be checking that what value of the control 1 and control 2 is to be given. But for this value type of circuit, I remember that the control 1 was taken 1, and the simulation was checked that what kind of simulation was performed. So when we perform the simulation of this circuit, we will save on this on the desktop, and the simulation start to flow itself. When the simulation runs, we can clearly see that the truth table for the DMUX is verifying itself. We can see that when the input is 1 and the control 1 and control 2 is 0, we are getting a high output at the W and the low output at X, Y and Z. For at the W, the output is high, but the system is showing the output low because of the delay in the time. As the time delay in the time is recorded by the system, so we are having a double X over here. But you can see from this wave diagram that our circuit is completely fine, and the output is high when the input at input 1 is applied 1, and the 0 are applied at control 1 and control 2. So from this you can verify the circuit, and lastly we can check the implementation of the DMUX using logic statement. So logic statements are basically AND, or NOT. So for this type of circuit, I will explain the simulation for this type of circuit. You can see that the DMUX module is made, and the DMUX module is written over here and over here. So these are the basic modules, that is N1, WXYZ, control 1 and control 2. The outputs are W, X, Y and Z. The input is input 1, control 1 and control 2. We will be assigning a value W is equal to input 1 and control not of control 1 and not of control 2. Then we will be assigning X is equal to not of control 1 and control 2. Then we will be assigning Y is equal to control 1 and not of control 2. Then assigning Z is equal to control 1 and control 2. Then we will be ending an AND module. So for this kind of circuit, we can see the circuit diagram. Let's just click on here, locate in RTL viewer. You can see that the circuit is same, as we are having a control 1 and control 2 over here, then input 1. So this is the basic circuit of the DMUX, so you can verify it. And as far as the simulations are on the waveforms are concerned, so you can click on file, click on new, and then on university program VWF click on OK. Click on here insert node or bus, node finder, list, and OK. So control 1, control 2, all these inputs are over here. So when input 1 is at high state, then we will be running this simulation. Then the simulation is run and it will ask us to save, then we'll save it on desktop, and after simulation we can verify our results. So you can see that if the control 1 and control 2 is at 0 state and W is at high state, so we will be getting a 0 0, and as the input 1 was 1, so W was 1. This one is again showing low because of the delay in time, otherwise this is high. So this was all for today. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That was all for today. Kindly kindly click on the subscribe button, and if you like my video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Meet you in the next video. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.